ESPN Wisconsin app. But the majority of the audience does live here in the great state of Wisconsin.
Yeah, 7 degrees. I'm wearing long sleeve shirts.
Such a bozo. It's 68 degrees right now. This very moment. I know you're thinking like, oh, the high of 68 at some point today. No, the high today is 75.
Is there a bit of irony in Chewy taking credit for toughening up people around the office, whether it be Ashton Rotman, our executive producer,
that happened.
Part-time Will, who fills in when Joshy's unavailable.
Also has been said.
All while becoming the softest man we know.
SAWFT. Soft.
Not the softest that you know, but yes, a little bit soft. Let me tell you why I'm not soft.
Okay. Oh, I would love to hear this, Mr. I went to sleep with an electric blanket last night.
I gave blood yesterday.
Well, that makes you a good person. I mean...
Well, there's needles involved, and there's a lot of things going on, and it was my first experience. My dad used to give tons of blood when he was alive, and how do I put this? It wasn't all it was cooped up to be. I thought it would be fun.
Cooped up?
Now, I like the pampering. The pampering, they get a 9.
Oh, because you get the cookie, you get the food. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Little sandwich
Pace of
table.
play, not good.
Oh, you had tough
Not
time with
good.
the flow?
And a lot. Have you guys ever given blood?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of intrusive
like it.
questions.
Oh, I don't like
a lot of intrusive
I don't like
questions.
the pumping of the squeezy
the
ball.
Squeezing of the stress ball to get the blood out.
Now, you can lie. People clearly lie. I went with angry because he gives blood, and I said, one of my medications is on the list here. He's like, just lie. Everyone lies.
Why, you wanted to give blood that badly? You had to break the rules?
Well, I didn't. I told the truth, and they still shuffled me through.
Oh, okay. It couldn't have been
But
that
a
bad.
lot of. Didn't you think
Can't
a
they
lot
just
of intrusive
spin
questions?
that blood through a filter and get whatever you're
Well,
taking
that's what
out
they
of it?
did. That's what they did. But I guess I didn't do it right. I don't know.
What do you mean you didn't do it right?
Because angry's just like, I don't know why you let them just do the plasma. It's just because they're lazy and they don't want to do the stuff to the other blood. So, and everyone else did it. I went to a special section, and I'm like, because I thought I was special.
Because you are
but
special.
Then I found out, hold on. Then I found out that there's a quota that the nurses in there have to reach.
Oh.
And I was helping them towards their quota.
Yeah.
So I haven't got this thing figured out yet. I got to figure it out. I got to go again.
To figure out.
Okay,
you donate blood, they give you the cookie, you leave.
What are you trying to figure out the angle to donating blood?
Yeah, there's
What's
something more to it. You know,
I don't think
it's
so.
kind of like the IRS. How the IRS finds something and maybe we got to dig a little deeper here.
I don't want to compare the Red Cross
to the IRS. I got to tell you guys, I spent 2 hours on hold yesterday with the IRS. 2 hours on hold with the IRS. Should I hold that story for later? I'll hold it for later.
Okay, well,
2 hours.
You tell me. You're fired up.
2 hours. I'll hold it for later.
Okay.
But I spent 2 hours on hold with the IRS.
I guess I've never been on hold with the IRS. I just kind of look at it as the DMV. Is 2 hours bad? I feel like 2 hours has got to be pretty normal.
I had the time yesterday.
Especially this time of year, like right after tax
especially when I
season.
tell you what they wanted, what they were asking, I was like, whoa.
Let me guess, they wanted your money.
I'll take a wild stab at it.
And
Shot in the dark. Wow.
They wanted a lot of it, okay? This wasn't one of those, let them have it.
I imagine some of the fun things you've done, some of the events you've done, did not get run through payroll. So you got paid in full via check, transfer.
I don't want to do this because I want to hear Chewy's thing. But I will tell you this, okay? So remind me as we get through the show for me to tell my IRS story yesterday. Speaking of time, Chewy, you got all kinds of time. And yet yesterday, you got a little jammed up at the old hardware store, didn't you, bud?
Yeah. And I think down here you just have to come to the realization that old people are old. They're just old. Because I try and get into their head whether they don't care or they're old and they don't know or they're spiteful. Because I'm at Home Depot and all the snowbirds are gone. So it's kind of like a third of the amount of people that are here in January or no, 2/3 are gone. So Home Depot, I was the second person in line. Traffic is wonderful, great. And usually it's a breeze, but the guy at the checkout, checking you out, was probably late 70s, and the guy checking out was late 70s, and they were having a full-blown conversation while I was sitting in line. And I didn't have anywhere to go, but I wanted to go. You know? So I'm giving them the
exaggerated deep sigh.
you know, I'm like, are you serious? It was
You
6
start
minutes.
whistling.
Yeah, I'm like, and then I'm staring at the self-checkout, and I'm not going to do it for spite, but I'm spiting myself.
Correct.
You know?
Look at him work through this thing all on his own.
So I sat there, and the guy was, I'm like, no, I'm not talking to you. I'm so mad. Just check me out and get out of here. And the thing about it, I was getting $8 worth of stuff.
Yeah, that's
Prime self-checkout
so. What, you're holding maximum of 2 things in your
situation.
hand?
I had little 3 sprinkler head nozzles, yeah. And it crossed my mind, like, do I just put it on the table next to me and just leave? But I had time, like I said.
Did you need
I'm
the sprinkler heads?
Yeah, not that bad. I mean,
Again,
it was...
the solution here is simple.
I mean,
and
he
you're
was,
just
he was
I know.
thinking about, dropping it and then driving across town to go to Lowe's and, spend his money at
Yeah.
Lowe's.
You're fighting the obvious answer here.
Yeah, but
which
then
is
they
to
would have
go
won,
to
Jen.
what do they win?
His
they get
money?
They would have won.
They're getting your money either way.
No.
If you go
I'm
to
saying the 2
self-checkout-
old people would have won.
They didn't know they were in a competition with you, bud.
Also, win-win. Have you ever heard of those situations? They win because they get to keep having their little combo at the checkout, and you win because you go to the self-checkout, you boop it across, you boop it across, you boop it across, and you're gone.
No, because ultimately I won because I'm sure the rest of the day guy was probably saying, oh, he was kind of rude. So then I win.
I
Then
guarantee
he should be a little self-aware next time that,
Chewy, I promise you,
yeah.
that guy didn't give you a second thought the second you walked away from that checkout.
You don't think
register.
so?
As somebody who's worked in retail, customer service, all the things,
Yeah.
I don't think about a person after they leave unless they assault me. Unless they do something so a guy's rude to me. Welcome to the rest of America. Most people are rude. That's just how it goes.
Now I have to go back there today.
Use
about a-
Self-checkout.
the
For a
self-checkout. Just try it.
I'll try it, but I'm not doing it if I have more than 20 items. I don't
Correct.
get paid to self-checkout.
Yeah, obviously.
Even though, Josh, you say you do?
I will, at every single opportunity, check myself out. At the grocery store, at wherever I am, if it's available to me, I will go to it. There are few equations where, whatever reason, the line is super long for self-checkout, and you're like, well, at this point, I'm just going to go to a person who's going to get me done much quicker than this. But yeah, 100% of the
But
time.
here's the thing. I go to Syndex for grocery store. I go there every day when I'm back home, and I know all the checkout. There's one guy and then the 2 ladies, and I'll sit in there and be 5th in line when there's no one at the self-checkout because I want to talk to them, but I talk to them while they're checking me out.
Since when do you want to talk to people?
Right.
This is a new development for me.
They're very nice people.
This is the part of
They
him
listen
getting
to the
older and
show.
softer.
They listen to the show, but I talk while they're checking me out. That doesn't bother you, the people that they're all checked out and then they sit there and talk? Come on.
Again,
a little bit
I
of
mean,
that would
self-awareness.
bother me had that opportunity ever arose.
And it would bother me even more if I didn't have an alternative option staring me straight in the face.
Fair. But I'm going to get to the bottom of this
Are you
blood stuff.
scared?
Hey,
You're gonna do it wrong? Is there some sort of irrational
yeah, there is a
fear?
little bit of that. Technology kind of throws you off because a lot of people don't know when they go to Home Depot, they always ask you, is there a job title or a name? And they do the same thing on the self-checkout, but people don't know. You got to hit 0
What you know what
to
else you can
bypass
do?
that system.
You don't even have to boop it across like I was doing before, the whole boop across. They got the
Yeah.
gun now. You grab the little gun.
Yeah,
ka-choo,
I know.
ka-choo, ka-choo. That's so fun.
But it still looks for it. You wouldn't know when it says, is there a job title at Home Depot? You wouldn't know what button to push.
I don't even know what you're saying right now.
They ask for a job title.
I've
So
self-checked
it
out
holds-
at Home Depot plenty of times. I go in, I scan my items, I pay for them, and I leave.
Wait, do you scan or do you gun?
Well, it depends. Do I have the big cart? Do I need the gun? If I have the opportunity to use the gun, I use it 100% of the time. If it's handheld, I'm just putting it right through.
It's like modern day duck hunt, man. Yeah. Remember we used to duck hunt?
I had to buy some lumber. I was booping like crazy.
That's right. Chewy, I think you got to do this. In fact, I think you got to do it as homework for the show. I think you got to go into Home Depot, you got to get your supplies, and you got to go to the self-checkout. And I think it's going to be lovely. I think you're really going to enjoy yourself.
Yeah, but then they give you a look.
No,
then you got to deal with the look.
Who
yeah,
gives
there's a
you
look.
a look?
The person that's hawking over it going, did you steal something? There's someone there, Gabe. Don't act like there isn't. And they always give you a dirty look.
You mean the person who is there to assist in case something goes wrong?
Yeah.
Like the person at the grocery store who's to come over and check your ID because you decided to purchase alcohol?
It's
no, they're standing
Gabe.
there minding their own business. Why do you think they're looking
I find
at
them
you?
quite helpful.
Yeah.
Because it's like the
coupons if I get a good
it's like
coupon
the
in the
blood
mail?
bus. There's a little something there that I got to figure out, but I got to wait 2 months.
You just not everything's a conspiracy, man. Like sometimes people are just standing there because it's their job. They're getting paid by that business.
No,
to be
they
there.
give you
You know
dirty
how you
looks.
said your people at Sendix are like people you talk to? I'm friendly with the person at Metcalf's. I see him all the time. Say hi. How are you? And then I
At
walk
where?
out the building.
Metcalf's? Yeah.
It's a grocery store.
What is that?
It's a grocery store here in
Metcalf's?
Milwaukee.
Oh,
It's a great place.
never do.
Love it.
you get dirty looks.
Will you or will you not do your homework assignment? We are assigning
I'll
you
do it today.
Okay, good. You know what you should do? And I know this is going to be asking a lot. You should videotape it. You should grab your... I know.
We're gonna need an assistant.
Now you're getting greedy. Now
I
you're
know.
just getting greedy.
I know.
I don't bring my phone in there, which has become a big problem.
You know you can use your phone to pay as well. Got you.
I know, but you
know
got to
what?
put it in your pocket. At least you have a pocketbook. There's nothing worse than having to put the phone in your pocket.
That's just not a problem I have.
Yeah, it is when you
Put it on
work
the
out.
poll.
That's why
Is
people
there
ask me
nothing worse than putting your phone in your pocket?
That's why I don't wear headphones at the gym, even though it's perfect because then you don't have to talk to anyone. But the stupid thing in your pocket is a pain in the
There's
you-know-what.
the talking to anyone thing again. He's on one side of the fence. He's on the other side of the fence. He's on the other side of the fence. He's on the other side of the fence.
Jen, this is it in a nutshell. When I'm at the checkout thing, I can control the conversation. When I'm in a gym, you have those lurkers that are just looking for an opportunity to talk to you, and then they don't leave.
Well, you can't.
That's the difference.
You can't control the conversation. You can control when the conversation ends because you know there's a timer of, oh, you're done checking my things out. All right, I'm just going to grab my bags and be on my way.
Yeah.
I don't say this lightly. I think we need to pursue maybe seeking sainthood for Angie because you are so all over the place.
No.
You are so inconsistent. It changes from day to day, from item to item, thing to thing.
Look, this morning
It's
I
been 6
saw.
minutes in the program
Look.
and you've had every side.
This morning I saw a new one. This was a new one when I come down because she wakes up about 10 minutes before I do, and she's just grinning ear to ear. And I'm like, what's this about? She's like, are you sore? I'm like, yeah, come to think of it, my arms are a little sore. She's like, you got the crap beat out of you last night.
We're snoring again.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
It is allergy season, so
Yeah.
I should get a pass for crying out loud.
You get a little backed up.
Nobody
Yeah.
offers
So-
less passes to other people while seeking more for themselves.
Can we get the Jason for crying out loud?
There it is. We just really push until he demands the break. All right. We'll get to Jason Wilde. I still want to know if you guys are pro self-checkout because Chewy, up until this point, is not, although he says he's going to do it for the sake of the show today. He's going to try out the self-checkout. So I assume you've never used it before, right, Chewy? Never used it before? It's the first time? All right, this will be great. All right, we'll get to Jason Wilde right after this. Stick around. Jen, Gabe, and Chewy rolls on.
Let me tell you about our friends at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. The entire state's still buzzing after the draft, but of course, you're never going to find a draft seeping through one of Pella's windows or doors. In fact, you should make Pella your number one pick right now. Take advantage of no interest financing options or free glass upgrades. What's great about Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, talented designers and installers can match your unique home through seamless customizations. I was out there a couple weeks ago at their showcase in Brookfield. It's unbelievable. The number of options that they have for you, they are going to find something that fits so perfectly with your home. But certain restrictions do apply. Deal ends April 30th, so place that free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN.
Well, we got some backups northbound on 43 going up from Fond du Lac Avenue all the way up to Keefe. Eastbound 94, heavy from 92nd Street to Hawley Road. Northbound 41, you got some backups from Wisconsin Avenue all the way up past North Avenue and again past Capitol up to Hampton. Southbound is slowing down as you're making your way just south of Main Street all the way down to Silver Spring. And check the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Today, partly cloudy skies, windy with a high of 65. Early, it'll be dropping into the 50s for the afternoon. Tonight, mostly clear, chilly, a low of 37 at the lake, 34 inland. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Mother's Day is almost here, and I've been thinking a lot about all the times my mom went out of her way just to make me happy. Honestly, I've lost count. All of the pickups from practice, help with the homework, the home-cooked meals. My mom is the best. That's why this year I'm returning the favor with the bouquet from the Books Company. And I got you 25% off of your order so you can send some happiness to your moms, too. Books aren't just any flowers. Their flowers are cut fresh from the best farms, so they're bigger, brighter, and last way longer. Some are even grown on the side of a volcano. Wow mom with a bright, happy bouquet, or go for the Books Flower subscription so she can get fresh blooms and major joy on repeat. It's also really easy. I pick my bouquet, delivery date, and done. And with 25% off, why stop with mom? Grab some for your wife, your auntie, and even grandma too. Mother's Day is May 11th, so hurry and order your Books now. Go to Books.com, use promo code CANTY to get 25% off. That's BOUQS.com, promo code CANTY. Books, promo code CANTY.
Escape the city and relax at Lake Lawn Resort in beautiful Delavan, Wisconsin. Enjoy outdoor activities on Delavan Lake, tee off at the lakeside Majestic Oaks Golf Course, or unwind at the award-winning Calidora Spa. With both indoor and outdoor pools, there's fun for the whole family. Take a cruise on the Lake Lawn Queen. Explore stunning shores and historic landmarks, and enjoy delicious food and drinks on board. Book your stay today at lakelawnresort.com, where everything is better at the lake.
No shortcuts, no compromises, just the job done right. At Exterior Pros, we don't just meet expectations, we crush them. Every nail, every window, every shingle is a step toward your home's next chapter. From the moment we start until that final reveal, we're committed to making your home better than ever. Quality products and craftsmanship you can count on. Go to the pros for your next project. Get started today and save $2,000. Visit extpros.com or call 262-800-4274. That's 262-800-4274.
When you don't compromise on the court, you shouldn't compromise off of it either. Lose the calories, not the taste. Michelob Ultra, superior light beer. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri. Copyright 2024.
Hey Bucks fans, enjoy Michelob Ultra at 90s 2K Cafe Milwaukee, Champs Lake Geneva, McGillicuddy's Milwaukee, Kelly's Bleachers Wind Lake, and Magoo's on the Mound Milwaukee. Michelob Ultra, proud sponsor of the Milwaukee Bucks.
Ready, down, put. All Packers, all the time.
He was a field tilting player, and the reason why Gabe and many others are so concerned is that this guy's on the field, he changes the offensive dynamic. They are a different offense when he is there.
Okay, most of the time.
You know, Homer calls Matt LaFleur soft all the time. Matt LaFleur is like Vince Lombardi compared to me.
It's Jason Wilde on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Over here, still basking in the glow of the NFL draft in Green Bay. It's always good to talk to our friend and teammate Jason Wilde about all things Green Bay Packers. Good morning, Jason. How you doing today?
I'm good, everybody. How are you?
We're good, and I hear you are a self-checkout guy because Chewy, our guy, has never used the self-checkout before, but yesterday he was complaining about being at a standard checkout line where the gentleman checking out and the gentleman checking out had a conversation, and he couldn't get around it. So would you join our campaign to get Chewy to use the self-checkout line for the first time ever?
Yes. And let's make sure we send Maddie Hayes to get social media content.
Oh, Maddie, you're going to have to hop a plane, get down there to Tampa so you can follow Chew through the grocery store for the very first time. Jason, yesterday the Packers made another addition to their team. What can you tell us about the newest Green Bay Packer?
Yeah, he's going to be their Zach Bond. What do you think? Look, Tausch has said this many times. Chewy, you obviously know this, being a late-round draft pick to seventh round in his case, or sixth round in your case, picks constantly have to prove they belong in the league. First-round picks constantly have to prove that they don't before they're finally done. And when you're the eighth overall pick, like Isaiah Simmons was, you get opportunities that a seventh-round pick wouldn't get. And the siren song of potential and athleticism and being a high pick is always going to do that. And so, I don't think he's had a bad career. He started 42 games. He was in Arizona for 3 years. He was with the Giants the last two. Blocked the field goal against Seattle last year to win a game. But, he hasn't played like an eighth overall pick, a guy who won the Butkus Award and as the best linebacker at Clemson his final year in college. So, this is a low-risk, high-reward signing. And, Tausch was giving me a hard time for having on my Goody to-do list to sign a Zach Bond-type player. But that is really an important part of being successful in roster building, is getting guys that are reclamation projects or guys that are on prove-it deals and having them come through. Like Zach Bond. Zach Bond signed a one-year, $3.5 million deal last year with the Eagles. He's supposed to be a special teams guy and a situational edge rusher. And Vic Fangio looked at him and said, no, we're going to play him inside. And the dude was a first-team All-Pro. So I'm not saying that Isaiah Simmons is going to be a first-team All-Pro, but these are those kinds of, and Chewy, you've heard me say this before, like this is the one area where Ted, he never did this sort of stuff. It was always just, hey, who's the next young guy we can call up from the practice squad? And one of the things that I praise Goody for is whether it's Keyshawn Nixon, who was on a minimum deal, or Devondre Campbell before he was quitting on the 49ers. Those are the types of signings that potentially can pay off big. I don't know if Simmons is going to or not, but that's the kind of signing you make at this time of the year.
Jason, is it fair to say, with the fact that Goody drafted a receiver in the first round and third round, and he never verbalized it, but is it fair to say the fact that he did that, he's not happy with the receiver room?
Yeah, I just don't think so. And the reason why is because I don't think he in any way went into the draft thinking, I'm going to take two wide receivers in the first 2 days. I mean, he even said it when he got up there, and I know actions speak louder than words, but he said, I didn't think I'd be up here talking about drafting two wide receivers. The Savion Williams kid is fascinating because, and LaFleur immediately tried to tamp down the comp to Deebo Samuel. But the appeal of Williams is that he can do all those things. You can line him up in the backfield and hand him the ball. You can line him up as a wildcat quarterback. You can bring him on jet sweeps and end arounds, and you can play him as a traditional receiver. They don't have a piece like that. And they have had pieces like that before, but not quite like this guy. I think he's more, he's a really big dude too. I think he's more, if you're a little bit older, like Cordero Patterson. He's got some return ability. Like that, Cordero Patterson's not going to be in the Pro Football Hall of Fame, but when you had him on your team, whether you were in Minnesota or he was in Atlanta for a while, a couple of other places, like he's just such a versatile piece that if you have a really smart offense, you can use him in a myriad of ways and create some matchup problems. So that's what appealed to them. The reason why I say that I don't know if they necessarily intended on that is that Goody said they actually considered Williams at 54, where they took Anthony Belton, the behemoth offensive lineman. And so when you consider a guy with your second-round pick, and then he's still sitting there when you're on the clock again as your third-round pick, then you pick him because he's so much higher graded than the other people you might take in the third round.
Of the 8 picks, who are you most intrigued by?
Well, great question, because there's several of them that I am. Obviously, Williams, what I was just saying. And by the way, I don't know if they take Williams if the corner from East Carolina, Ravel, is still on the board. He went at 76. They picked Williams at 87. But Ravel's a guy they had in for a visit. He fits a need at corner because I know there's fans that still think there's a chance that they're going to keep Jair. I don't see that happening, but I'm with you. I hope he stays. But look, there's a couple of guys that I'm really interested in. One, they had a really good run defense last year, right? And then TJ Slayton leaves in free agency. So Barron, the defensive tackle from Georgia, is a big dude. He's a different type of player than Devontae Wyatt, also from Georgia. But he's an intriguing type of, kind of run-stuffing guy with a little bit of quickness. 6th-round pick. Usually those guys stink, as we know, but sometimes you hit on them. And so I'm intrigued by him. Obviously, I love the Baron Sorrell story. Everybody does. But I think the sneaky guy that I'm curious about, speaking of corners, is Micah Robinson. Now, he started at Furman, then he went to Tulane. That's not exactly, Alabama or Boston College, but he's smaller than they usually prefer their corners. But clearly where they're at roster-wise, they really think highly of Carrington Valentine, who came to the Tundra Trio and did a Q&A with Strofe the other day. I think that they really are going to give Kalen King an opportunity to be part of their rotation, and now they've drafted Micah Robinson. Those are 3 straight years where they've taken 7th-round corners, and I'm intrigued by whether or not Robinson can be, kind of Carrington Valentine-esque and be able to be a player that contributes.
Jason, all things considered, how would you grade the draft experience in Green Bay?
For me?
Yeah.
It was an F. I didn't do anything, and I can't decide if I regret that or if I'm fine with that. Like, from a reporter standpoint and from a general manager standpoint, Goody and I are on the same page. I thought it was going to be a total pain in the ass. And it wasn't. It was super convenient. Like, I didn't run into any traffic problems. I didn't have any drunk people giving me a hard time. Nobody
tried to steal your car after you left it running for 11 hours?
11 hours, exactly. That'll be the highlight for me. But I did not take the time, and especially on Saturday, which was when I was going to do it. But then, the Baron Sorrell story happened, and I didn't walk around the campus once you were inside the fence, and so I never really saw everything that was going on. I give it an A because I'm proud of my state, and I'm proud of my town, and I'm proud of my people as a Wisconsinite. And the fact that this was a national event, but it was really a local event, because yes, there were certainly people that came in from other NFL cities to be at the draft, but it was overwhelmingly Wisconsinites and Packers fans. And I have a buddy that drives for Uber, and he worked the airport, trying to make some extra money. And he drove around Pac-Man Jones for a couple days, which I thought was a cool story. But beyond that, he said, and he was talking to his other buddies who do it, there weren't the number of out-of-town people flying in and out of tiny little Austin Straubel Airport and filling up our city. And when they first announced this, I was like, oh my God, what are we going to do with 200,000 out-of-towners coming in here to this city? That, you know, they're going to be staying in hotels as far south as Racine, Kenosha, and then having to commute up here. And that just wasn't the case. It was Wisconsin folks who love the Packers, love beer, love a good time, love outdoor drinking, and that's what they did. They walked around the stadium and watched the picks come off the board, enjoyed some adult beverages, and enjoyed being outside at least 2 of the 3 days. Friday was not ideal.
Jason, I know you've got a good relationship with Mike McCarthy. Have you talked to him since his experience on the Pat McAfee show? Is doing more media something that he could do in his future?
I thought you were going to say, is he okay after doing the Pat McAfee show?
If you saw that clip.
Yeah,
down
saw the clip. Saw the clip.
I did not.
Vitamins, I was told.
Vitamins. Oh, I'm sure that's what Pat was puffing out of the, whatever. Vape that he had. Yes. He offered Mike some. Mike turned it down. But have you had a chance to talk with Mike? Because I got to imagine he was pretty good. Tight.
So I no longer have a good relationship with Mike because he went on there instead of coming out with Tausch and me.
You guys weren't doing draft night coverage.
No, we weren't. But so I actually had reached out to him a month ago before the draft because if he's going to, in all seriousness, it's a great question because if he's going to do media, you know, we've got Barry Alvarez on the Great Dane Huddle in Madison all the time. I would like, you know, we've got Brian Bulaga comes on once a week with us. We've got Crazy Uncle Homer. I would love for us to have a regular thing with Mike McCarthy. And so I reached out to him a month ago, and I said, hey, are you going to come in for the draft? We'd love to see you. We'd love to have you on. And he's like, no, Izzy's got a bunch of volleyball tournaments. I'm going to be going to that. And then he announces that, you know, or then the news breaks that he's going to be on McAfee. And I texted him right away. I'm like, what the hell's going on out here in my best Vince Lombardi voice? He's like, you know, yeah, I'm just coming in for the day. And so I'm like, all right, well, if you're going to do any more media, we'd love to have you. And so then I texted him after he was on. And, you know, I used to irritate him with this. Kind of like, I'm not comparing myself to Frank Caliendo here, but I guess I am. Like, John Madden used to dislike the imitation that Frank would do of him until he finally met Frank and liked him. And McCarthy used to hate the fact that I would make fun of the way he said positive.
Yeah, that little Pittsburgh drawl.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, and you also do the high side of caution.
I do. I've got a lot of McCarthyisms. There's no doubt about it. But so I texted him after his one night on there, and I said, hey, I didn't get to watch, but I've heard a ton of reviews, and I heard that they were very, very positive. And he texted me back and said, you're still funny, you. And then there was a word that I can't use on the radio. And so he does have a bunch of club volleyball tournaments to go to, but he says he's going to be back in town when the girls are out of school. And so because he's still got his house here. So a long answer to a otherwise short question. But I did not get to see him. I am hopeful that if he is obviously staying out this season. I don't know if he plans on coaching again, but I think he would be great. And you guys tell me if you saw him on McAfee, was he really good? Because I've heard nothing but good things about how he was.
Yeah, I mean, again, same thing, Jason. I just didn't. We had so many other things going on at the trio. I didn't get a chance to actually see other than the clip of him turning down the puff.
Vitamins.
The puff of vitamins.
The vitamins. Jason, last thing for you before we let you go. Matt Schneidman of The Athletic put out a post on Twitter. Players I didn't spot in the Packers team, Photog, Evans. Is it Siegel? Is that how you pronounce Evans' last name?
Yep. Evan Siegel, yep.
154 picture gallery from the first day of voluntary workouts. Jair Alexander, Christian Watson, Elton Jenkins, Matt Orzek. Is that how you say his last name?
Yeah, long snapper. Yep,
and then Romeo Doubs. Any issue there? Any concern? It's voluntary. I want to be very clear. These are voluntary workouts. But the Romeo Doubs thing did raise my eyebrows a little bit. Tell me that I shouldn't read into that at all.
You shouldn't read into that at all, but I'm lying. By the way, and there was a correction. Christian Watson was there because there was another photo of him there. And so kudos to Christian, who's coming back from his ACL, for being there. I don't want to cast any aspersions on Romeo Doubs, but here's the problem, right? When you do something like he did before the Rams game, of not showing up for work for 2 days, people are going to question you not being there. He may have a very legitimate reason for not being at the voluntary workouts. To me, the question was, and I texted LaFleur and he didn't get back to me. I just want to know, is Jair there or not? Right? Because again, there's a segment of the fan base that thinks that we're trying to run him out of town, and that's just not the case. Everything that we have talked to, all of us, Matt, Rob, Tom Silverstein, me, indicates that they're moving on, and it's just a matter of trying to get something for him, and that's probably a fool's errand. But if he wasn't there when he's under contract, and he has an off-season workout bonus, I don't know, maybe what they could be doing is saying, hey, we're going to pay you the bonus anyway, but we're obviously working through this and you're not going to be here. I don't know. But all this, he's on the kiss of death of a player is he's on our roster right now. And Goody finally said that before and after the draft. So that was interesting to me. Again, I don't know about Romeo Doubs, but I've said this to you, Gabe. I've said it elsewhere. I just don't know how, after what happened, you would ever trust him to the point of signing him to a long-term extension. I just think that maybe that's just me. But he can make himself a ton of money this year if he plays his tail off, doesn't create any issues, avoids concussions. But I think he would be making that money with some other team.
Jason, good stuff as always. We appreciate you hanging out with us. Have a great one. We'll talk to you again soon.
All right, everybody. Take care. Be good.
Jason Wilde on Wilde and Tausch right after Jen, Gabe, and Chewy each and every day here on 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee. So, yes, no, worry, Romeo.
Worry.
I don't know if it's noteworthy. I don't know if it's worry, but I think it's noteworthy.
How much can I worry about a guy I don't think is all that good?
There you go.
So, you think he's out?
I think he's
You're over him.
a fifth option.
You're over him.
Yes.
I think he's going to ask for a trade. Like,
Possible.
why wouldn't you show up when you went through? Obviously, you didn't learn anything. I mean, you got to know that if you blow it off, people are going to talk. I'd be worried.
All right, we'll talk about it.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. It's the brand new ESPN Wisconsin app, a customizable homepage, easier and quicker live listening. Your shows at the touch of a fingertip. The ESPN Wisconsin app is available in Apple and Android app stores. Your state, your teams, your ESPN. Download the ESPN Wisconsin app today.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy are back after this on 94.5 ESPN.
Well, we got a new accident. This is on westbound 94, just about at 70th Street. So just be extra careful as you're making your way towards that. It is off on the left shoulder, though. The eastbound side slowing down just before 84th Street to Holly Road. Northbound 41, slow from Wisconsin Avenue all the way up past Capitol Drive, almost to Hampton. Southbound slowing down from just before Highway 145 down to Silver Spring. Escape to the Knickerbocker on the lake. Enjoy stunning lake views, luxurious rooms, and exceptional dining. Experience timeless charm and modern luxury in the heart of Milwaukee. Book your stay at knickerbockeronthelake.com. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, partly cloudy skies, windy with a high of 65 early, but it'll be dipping into the 50s this afternoon. Tonight, mostly clear, chilly, a low of 37 at the lake, 34 inland. Weather is brought to you by Avondale Roofing. Raise the roof and your standards with Avondale Roofing, your trusted partner for over 30 years. Remember, they get on top so you don't have to. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
So many of our youth carry unimaginable burdens. Anger, depression, even thoughts of suicide. At Rawhide Youth Services, we recognize their pain. We help them find hope and healing. For those that need a second chance at life, we refuse to give up on them. Please be a part of our life-saving work. When you donate your used vehicle to Rawhide, you're helping change the lives of countless youth in our communities. Go to rawhide.org/donate and help them realize a brighter future today.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6759. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6759. That's 800-575-6759. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Looking to transform your home with stylish furniture and home accessories without breaking the bank? At your local IKEA in Oak Creek, they believe everyone deserves a beautiful and affordable living experience that enhances your everyday life. From comfortable and fashionable sofas and sectionals, to kitchens full of inspiration, to bedrooms designed to help you find your best sleep and relaxation, IKEA's home furnishing combines form and function to fit any lifestyle and budget. Visit IKEA Oak Creek today or explore their collection online at ikea.com/US.
Oh, can't show you in there.
Why not?
That's the bathroom. We need a new shower bad.
Think your shower is one of the ugliest in Wisconsin? Upload your photo by April 30th to goodkarmabrands.com/Wisconsin contest for a chance to win a free shower remodel. One lucky fan will win a free shower remodel from Kohler Services, including design consultation, demolition, and removal of your existing shower or bath, and installation of a brand new Kohler Luxstone shower. goodkarmabrands.com/Wisconsin contests.
The Bog in Saukville is Ozaki County's best golf experience. 18 championship holes designed by legendary golfer Arnold Palmer cater to golfers of all skill levels. Settled amongst over 250 acres of beautiful private land, the Bog offers a truly unforgettable golf experience. Play the finest greens of Wisconsin, and after your round, have a signature cocktail while enjoying our Friday fish fry from the clubhouse overlooking the 18th green. It's time to golf, Wisconsin. It's time to enjoy the Bog.
You're listening to Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
You got to have a condiment with the bread.
Yeah, you want
can't
some
eat the
sort
bread
of
alone.
Yeah, you want some sort of lubricant with the bread. Yes, that's correct.
Yes,
it's just necessary.
You follow?
Like, you don't just be sitting there eating like pieces of white bread with nothing on it.
Can't be going dry.
Yeah, it can't be raw dog and just white bread.
On 94.5 ESPN.
If you missed any of our conversation with Jason Wilde, you can find it on the all-new ESPN Wisconsin app. It's where we push all of our show content so you can hear all of our conversations, including what he said about Romeo Doubs. Romeo Doubs apparently, again, there's a lot of hypotheticals happening here, okay? We don't have a full roster of who was and who wasn't. There's no attendance taken and distributed for voluntary.
They don't call roll?
They probably do. I just don't think that we're going to be privy to it.
Romeo Doubs. Romeo, are you here?
Bueller. So yesterday's voluntary workout, Jair Alexander, Elton Jenkins, Matt Orzech, and Romeo Doubs. We did see that Christian Watson was actually there. So Romeo Doubs not there, and Chewy says worry, and Gabe says it's noteworthy. Why is it noteworthy to you, Gabe, that Romeo Doubs was not there?
Well, again, it's a voluntary workout, so you don't have to be there. But based on everything that happened, Chewy, but it's different now. It's different than when you played. Like, they can't, they put the contract in the incentives, which he doesn't have because he's still on his rookie deal, but somebody like Jair has, or they even threw in an Aaron Rodgers. Like, it's not like when you played, because the way that the players wanted the CBA was easier off seasons. So, like, somebody like Holmgren, or this case LaFleur, just can't apply the pressure like somebody could apply back to you back in the day. That's just not how it works anymore.
There's still recourse, though. But there's still recourse. I mean, Romeo Doubs comes in for the next one, and they go, okay, you run with the third team.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I mean, you definitely do that.
Sure. I mean, with Holmgren, there was it was voluntary in name only. That's it.
But to be fair,
let me tell you
if
this.
Chase misses a practice, they do the same thing at the high school level, right?
Yeah.
Like,
well,
but, I
always
you're
had a
supposed
rule.
to not be punished like that, Chew, if you don't show up.
right.
Like that's again how it's all negotiated. And
I had a rule. I had the same rule. Like, if you miss practice and you're not a good player, you don't play. But if you're good, you're going to play.
yeah. Again, talk it out of
way I
both
did it.
sides of your mouth.
That
That's
doesn't
not
seem
what
like
it-
a rule. It seems more like a guideline. Like easier
So
to
let me
break
just-
the guideline.
Let me just say this one thing, because I'm not sure if you guys know this. Players pout. Players are whiny. Players complain. They do all that. I complained. Okay.
Never knew
so
that.
when Keith came in in '95, I knew it was going to help, but I was ticked because I was relegated from, I think that year I caught 56 balls before he got there, and then I'm the designated blocker, right? So they knew that, and I played it off well. But if I'm having a bad day, I'm pouting and ranting and raving. In Holmgren, because they know, because players are babies, and who wouldn't want 10 targets as opposed to 1 in a game? So they have to massage that. It's just a bad look for Romeo because you were pouting last year, you missed 2 practices, and now because, Gabe, I can tell you this, I guarantee if he had an excuse, LaFleur would have said, Romeo has a family issue and he's not going to be. He didn't do that.
But LaFleur also didn't speak yesterday.
No, I know.
They just had a thing, right? Like, so he could come up at some point this week and actually say that. So let me ask you this, Drew. If you were out of town and you had to come back for, again, voluntary in name only, especially in your day, mini camp or practice, how early are you booking that flight?
Well, they booked a flight for you. You're not booking it. They'll call up because they had a travel agency, and you'd be like, and she would call and say, hey, I got you on the Southwest 10:30 leaving Scottsdale.
So
yep, perfect, great. So that's probably 3 weeks to a month.
So again, if Romeo, do we think he canceled the flight to come back, or was he planning not to show up to this thing regardless? Because my point is that flight would have been booked
past information, you have to go, at least a percentage has to go like, he's pissed because he knows. Yeah, but he knows. So that means, writing on the wall, Gabe, is he ain't going to be here next year.
So that means he would have canceled the flight. Because this flight would have been booked before Matthew Golden was taken on Thursday, before Savion Williams was taken on Friday. Yeah. So he either just skipped out on the flight or canceled the flight on Saturday to come back Monday. My guess is that he was never planning on coming to this thing yesterday.
Okay, so here's the problem that Romeo Doubs is facing right now. And again, we don't know a lot of details. I want to be clear on that. But the problem he is facing is his past. You mentioned it, Chew. He skipped practice. He was punished for that. He later said he was upset with his role in the team's passing game. When you have that hanging on your resume and you don't show up to the voluntary workouts after your team drafts a wide receiver in the first round and a wide receiver in the third round, and all of a sudden there are questions about where you are going to fall in the pecking order, people might put together that you're frustrated with the direction of the team, with the direction of the wide receivers, and your role in that situation. Like, again, is it fair? Maybe not. But I also think, you have to recognize that that is something that people might do based on what you have done in the past. So that's where we are now. Would it shock you, Chew, if Romeo Doubs watched the first round, watched the third round, saw that they were adding these wide receivers and went, bleep these guys? Would that shock you?
Not one bit. Not one bit. And it happens with every team. It happens with every team. No, it wouldn't shock me now. It wouldn't shock me the other way if he had an excused absence. But certainly, someone goes into your house and steals something. Not something very big, but then all of a sudden you're missing a $10,000 watch and that person was at the party. You're automatically going to go there, right?
Do you have friends that are stealing things out of your house?
Are you watching
really specific.
Our Neighbors and Friends or whatever that show is on Apple? Is that what's happening
That's pretty
here?
good with John Hamm.
I'm
When
just
he
saying.
said that, didn't that sound exactly
Friends
like
and Neighbors, yeah.
I'm just saying, of course you're going to point the finger kind of at the person that stole something before.
All I want
Right?
to say is this:
What are you letting somebody who stole something from you back in your house? I got a lot of questions about you and your
No, we're not going to get to it today. We'll down the line when we got nothing to talk about, which will probably be never.
Down the line, you're going to tell us about a friend who stole something from you and you
It wasn't
allowed
a
them back in
friend.
your house?
I still don't have confirmation.
Well, it was too specific for it to be a general
Josh,
example.
Is there a way we can poll this?
I have no idea.
What are you even asking us?
I'm asking, do you think it's a possibility that he saw the picks in the first and the third round and said, that's it, I'm not coming?
I think it's more likely that he was never planning on showing up Monday before the draft. Again, which I'm not saying is perfect and it's not an issue. I'm just saying I think that was a decision he made well before the draft.
There's a difference between doing something that is against the rules and still doing something that is wrong. I don't think Romeo Doubs broke the rules. It's voluntary workouts. You don't have to show up. But on the other hand, wouldn't you like Romeo Doubs in uniform, working out with these guys, showing that he wants to be there, showing he wants to contribute to the team, showing that last year is last year, he's turned over a new leaf, and you're not going to see the same type of stuff showing up if he feels like his role in the team's passing game is limited? Yes, I would like for him to be there. Again, did he do anything wrong? He didn't do anything against the rules. But no. I think he should have probably been there. Again, we don't know why he's not there. All we know is, according to photographs, he wasn't. So I want to make clear on this. There's a lot of gray area in this situation. But if it turns out that Romeo Doubs just chose not to go to voluntary workouts, I think it's fair to say I would have suggested another path.
But the Packers aren't dumb enough to realize that people are going to put two and two together. So to dispel this whole thing, wouldn't you just release a statement and say Elton Jenkins was excused, Romeo Doubs was excused?
Well, but you don't. But you don't have to excuse people from it because it's voluntary. You don't have to show up. You don't have to release those statements because nothing's excused or unexcused because it's voluntary.
I just know if I had the disappointing season that Romeo Doubs last year, I would probably be at everything I could.
I agree.
Yeah, would I show up? Yeah.
Right. But and to run it through that prism of I want another contract, I want to be a bigger part of this offense, to me it's as simple as that. Whether it was intentional, whether it was all part of the plan, whether he decided not to at the 11th hour, I don't think is all that relevant.
Okay. All right, let me ask you guys this. Jair Alexander was on that list. What do you think the message is there?
Stay away.
No, I'm not coming back, so what the hell am I coming for?
Yeah.
Right?
There's no reason for him to be there.
Sure.
And I'm sure the Packers don't want him there. Because what's the point of him being there?
But we're kind of drawing the same conclusion as we are with Doubs.
But again, who else wasn't on that? Who else was on that list?
Elton and then Lance Ulbrich.
The long snapper, Matt Orsak.
I was close. I was close. Hey, let me ask you this. Are you really supposed to know who the long snapper is on a team?
No,
in fairness.
We have in Green Bay because they were bad for a long time.
And that's the only reason. That's why the job sucked. The only time you get noticed is when you screw up. And I screwed up a lot.
Still do.
They used to call it bowling for dollars.
Or Rocket Man.
Rocket Man. Yep. Imagine that snap, Gabe, hitting the tower. The old, the tower that films.
Every once in a while when I'm
Jen,
up in Green Bay, every once in a while when I'm up in Green Bay and I see something, I think about that. I think about you long snapping and hitting the tower.
The film tower where they stand.
Yeah, the film tower.
To shoot from above.
And I'm not going to lie to you.
Yeah.
It's impressive. It's impressive that you could have a ball and snap it between your legs and get it up there. That's a pretty good skill.
I wish Uke was there just to hear a bit outside.
He might have said, get up, get out of there.
Get up, get out.
Might have been more appropriate. Again, want to be clear, these are voluntary workouts, and he's not doing anything wrong. I think it's very important that we say it's voluntary. You don't have to show up. It is interesting, though, given all of the circumstances, given what transpired last year, that his name is one of a handful on the list of guys not at the voluntary workouts. And we will keep, of course, monitoring it and see if it ends up being a full-blown issue. More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy right after this. Stick around.
Doesn't matter what age you are, low testosterone can be an issue for any guy. That's where Mentality comes in. Local healthcare facility specifically dedicated to helping men feel and perform at their very best. Okay, so what does that mean? That means if you're dealing with low testosterone, Mentality can help. Well, how do you know? Well, if you're tired, groggy, you just don't feel like yourself, don't have that energy to attack your day that you once used to, those are all signs of low testosterone. And it's easy to find out. You contact Mentality, book an appointment at lowtusa.com. You go into their local clinic here in Wauwatosa, take a blood panel, and if your testosterone levels are low, you get your results back in about a week. Then you can start a customized testosterone treatment plan that Mentality has for you. They have helped me out over the last handful of years, really feeling, again, like a younger version of myself that I can go and attack all these days. So go to the website, lowtusa.com. Mentality allows treatment to fit into every guy's lifestyle. Learn more about Mentality and their low testosterone treatments, lowtusa.com.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy continues next on 94.5 ESPN.
For your next night out, revel in the fusion of artistry and flavor with sushi at St. Kate, offering guests an elevated experience where freshness and creativity converge in every bite. St. Kate the Arts Hotel introduces an exciting new sushi menu to its culinary repertoire. Indulge in the finest seafood, freshest ingredients, and expert craftsmanship for an inspired and delectable dining journey. Experience the art of sushi at St. Kate and learn more at stkatearts.com.
Bev Anderson has a big idea she wants to share.
Bev has been here for 24 years.
Hi, Bev. We're anxious to hear your idea.
Kessler's is 45 years old this year. Monica, remember when your dad used to say in every radio ad, "I'm Richard Kessler, and I want to be your jeweler"?
I never got to hear that.
Yeah, and then Rick would say,
Kessler's Diamonds, inconveniently located on Appleton Avenue, Menominee Falls.
Inconveniently?
Richard said it was inconvenient for people to have to drive all the way to Menominee Falls, so he might as well admit it.
Bev, tell us your idea.
Richard said something else in almost every ad, and I think we should start saying it again because it's really important.
Tell us.
We do diamonds better because diamonds are what we do.
I love that.
Fantastic idea, Bev.
Kessler's Diamonds.
We do diamonds better because diamonds are what we do.
For the location nearest you, visit Kessler'sDiamonds.com.
All power, zero compromise. Eagle cordless outdoor power equipment features advanced lithium battery technology that exceeds the power and performance of gas without the noise, fuss, or fumes. From mowers and trimmers to blowers and pressure washers, one battery powers over 90 tools. No wonder it's the #1 rated brand in cordless outdoor power. Power beyond belief. Visit EgoPowerPlus.com to learn more or to find an Ego retailer near you. That's EgoPowerPlus.com.
When you bundle renters and auto with Progressive, you can save while protecting your most valuable possessions, like your really expensive limited edition sneakers and your new suit for your cousin's wedding. Except you never actually bought the suit because you can't stop buying sneakers. So you show up to the wedding looking like you're going grocery shopping. But hey, at least your sneakers will look good in the pictures, until you're cropped out of every last one of them. So go ahead and get Progressive, so you can save while protecting the things that matter to you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
The sports calendar is heating up, and with ESPN Bet Sportsbook, you can go from checking news to stats to placing bets in a couple of taps. Stream games, bet live, and get exclusive offers when you link your ESPN account. Right now, you can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet app and sign up with promo code USL to get started today. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
Evan Cohen here. When the draft clock is ticking, you've got to pick the best talent, regardless of position, to fit your team's needs. Well, if you're hiring for your business, you want to find the best talent for any of your roles. That's why you need ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter's powerful technology hustles to find qualified candidates for your job immediately. And if you see a standout candidate, ZipRecruiter lets you personally invite them to apply. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/USL. That's ZipRecruiter.com/USL.
You're listening to Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Where else can you get football analysis that includes things like dropsies and pixies and interceptsies and flowy? It's flowy. The offense needs to be more flowy.
On 94.5 ESPN.
Whether you're a local who wants to enjoy a night out or you're planning to visit Milwaukee, enjoy an artfully stylish experience at St. Kate the Arts Hotel. It's conveniently located in the heart of the downtown theater district. With deluxe accommodations, culinary creativity, on-site art galleries, and nightly live music, you'll enjoy every element of your stay at St. Kate. For a limited time, enjoy exclusive seasonal rates starting at $139 a night. Learn more and book your stay at stkatearts.com. I think people want us to talk about the Bucks.
It'll all be over soon.
That's Chewy. That's
nope. When
not
it's
actually
over,
true.
it's just starting.
Like the interesting stuff starts right around what time they tip 5 Central tonight. So around 7:30, 8 o'clock tonight is when things are going to start to get real interesting.
What, the chatter will begin? Giannis exiting?
Who knows? Who knows what happens?
I want them to win. I don't think they will win, but I still want them to win. And for that reason, I am not going to watch.
Gotta be honest, I'm rather indifferent at this point.
Yeah, that's called a defense mechanism, is what that is, Josh. That's you protecting you from you. All right, we'll take a break here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Get to it in the second hour. Stick around.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today. More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN.
Still have an accident on westbound 94, right about at 70th Street. That's going to tie things up. We're starting to see delays from 25th Street pretty heavily all the way to the accident scene. More backups then once you get through the Zoo interchange heading towards the county line. On the eastbound side, backing up from just before 84th Street all the way through the Stadium interchange. Northbound 43, kind of a hefty ride from Fond du Lac Avenue all the way up towards Keith. Southbound's backing up from Silver Spring all the way down towards Burleigh. Access believes every home and business should be accessible to everyone. Independence should never be out of reach. Visit allaboutaccess.com to learn more. Access, removing barriers, advancing independence. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, partly cloudy, windy, a high of 65 early, but the temps will be dropping. We'll see down to the 50s this afternoon. Tonight, mostly clear, chilly, a low of 37 at the lake, 34 inland. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Mother's Day is almost here, and I've been thinking a lot about all the times my mom went out of her way just to make me happy. Honestly, I've lost count. All of the pickups from practice, help with the homework, the home-cooked meals. My mom is the best. That's why this year I'm returning the favor with the bouquet from the Books Company. And I got you 25% off of your order so you can send some happiness to your moms, too. Books aren't just any flowers. Their flowers are cut fresh from the best farms, so they're bigger, brighter, and last way longer. Some are even grown on the side of a volcano. Wow mom with a bright, happy bouquet, or go for the Books Flower subscription so she can get fresh blooms and major joy on repeat. It's also really easy. I pick my bouquet, delivery date, and done. And with 25% off, why stop with mom? Grab some for your wife, your auntie, and even grandma too. Mother's Day is May 11th, so hurry and order your Books now. Go to Books.com, use promo code CANTY to get 25% off. That's BOUQS.com, promo code CANTY. Books, promo code CANTY.
Hey, this is Brad Nortman from KBN. Tune in to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman every day from 2 to 5. WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
Showtime. The right way to start your day. This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Golf would be much more interesting if, for one shot in each 9, your partner can just clean your club.
Dennis, what a jerk! I'm never playing golf with him again.
Who? Gendison?
Steve Gennison.
Why does that name sound so familiar?
He used to be a baseball player.
So you have to think about it in the back of your head. You're like, is this the time he's going to drill
Wait,
me?
does he have to yell blitz? Like you get to the top and all of a sudden
you get Brian's sight.
We're on the 15th hole. Yeah, he's beating me by a couple of strokes. Then he's about to hit his second shot when he picks up the ball and cleans it.
Now that would be fair.
But you've got to time, if you're the one doing the blitzing, you got to get time so you don't get whacked with the club.
You go low.
So what?
Sorry. But the rules clearly state that you cannot clean the ball unless it's on the green. The rules are very clear about that. Yeah. So I penalized him a stroke. He lost it. We almost came to blows.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studios at the Avenue with Gabe Neitzel and Mark Chamorro. Here's Jen Latta.
Running her mouth, she wants to ride and she's trying to hide it. I'm cool as ever, she's too excited. Her man look like he wanna fight. He ain't doing nothing but running his mouth. Talk about it, we all about it. They making plans, we sit and count. Our chairs stacked just like a mountain. You
The mental preparation that I am going through in this very moment to have this conversation about the Milwaukee Bucks taking on the Pacers tonight in the first round of the playoffs, facing elimination, is, well, it's exhaustive. Exhausting and exhaustive. I am like trying to psych myself up like, yeah, let's talk about these Bucks. Let's talk about the situation that they find themselves in. And it's not just Chew about tonight. As Gabe said, it's about going forward as well. So, Gabe, I'm going to put this on you. Go ahead and lay it out, because I did see a post yesterday that said it's not just about the Bucks losing this series. It's about what's behind door number 2, which is all of the things and hurdles the Bucks are facing this offseason, which may begin tonight, this evening. You know, by 9 p.m., we may be in the offseason. The Bucks, we might not.
Mm-hmm.
I want them to win. I said that. I don't think they will, but I want them to. So, for starters, you got Dame Lillard, who is 36 currently?
Damian Lillard is 34.
34 currently. I'm sorry, he would be 36 likely.
Next time he plays, yeah.
Correct. Yes, because he's going to be turning 35 fairly soon here. But he's 34 currently. Again, I'm not expecting him to play mid-30s, that type of injury, the agility you need in basketball. I'm not expecting him to play in 25, 26. And then I would also then assume he would pick up his $58 million player option for the following season because, well, it's $58 million. So can't blame him for that. So they don't have their first round in this upcoming draft. So it's least favorable pick swaps in 26, 28, and 30. Don't have any first-round pick in 27, 29. Handful of guys, like Brooke is going to be a free agent this coming off season. So they've, again, you have to figure out some things like Ryan Rollins going to be a restricted free agent, somebody that they've liked, and have tried to develop as that backup point guard. Got to figure out what you're doing there. Torian Prince, Gary Trent Jr., all free agents as well. So a lot of things that the Bucks need to figure out roster-wise there. And again, they've traded away some young pieces along with draft picks, so there's no real young core to go, oh, hey, we'll give these guys an opportunity with Giannis next year. So it is not a great situation for the Milwaukee Bucks in 25-26 heading into that season.
So Giannis is looking at it like this, and tell me if I'm wrong. He sees Dame go down. Dame's not going to play for another 2 years. Probably not going to be here because they ain't going to pay him $58 million, right?
Well, no,
Gabe?
he's going to be here. It's a player option. He is going to exercise that option.
So, but that's 2 years away.
Yeah, but he's going to do that, and there's nothing they can do. It's not the NFL. We're like, oh, we just don't want to pay it. We're going to cut you. No, you are on the hook for all of that money.
But at that time, I mean, he'll still be a nice player, but he's not. He won't be elite. in the NBA. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I mean,
Giannis has got to be looking
he's
at
going
like
to be elite coming off of an Achilles injury. I would agree. It's tough.
We have no draft. We have no first-round pick. We have nothing to trade to go get a supermax type of player or a max type of player.
Oh, you wouldn't be able to do that anyway because of where you are with the salary cap because you're on the hook for that money for days.
So just how is Giannis looking at it? He's like, the chances of them winning a championship in the next 2 years is what? Slim to none?
Yeah, probably. I would agree.
And Giannis is in his prime. Still in his prime?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Yeah, he had fantastic.
Prime.
He's one of the top 3 players in the NBA, Chew. He's going to finish 3rd in MVP voting this year.
So we're going to see what trumps what? Winning a championship or his loyalty to Milwaukee? There's a part of me that says loyalty to Milwaukee.
Well, because also, Chew, and I know a team like the Cleveland Cavaliers kind of came, they rose to the occasion this year. We'll see what they actually do now in the postseason. But when I look at the standings right now, like maybe the Knicks would be interested in trading Karl-Anthony Towns for Giannis. I mean, I would assume they would be. But with the Bucks, would that be enough? I don't know enough about the Knicks and what they have picks-wise in order to acquire Giannis as well. Other than that, like Boston, Cleveland, probably not going to be trading for Giannis. A team like OKC, if they fail, they're not paying anybody. You have to be able to match salaries in the NBA. Like the salary cap just becomes so complicated of, okay, what apron are you on? Are you able to aggregate salaries? Who are you able to offer and what picks are you able to offer is going to be, again, if somebody wants to, they'll figure it out. And if Giannis really wants to, they'll figure it out. But I don't see the obvious solution of somewhere he is going to go and immediately compete for a championship next year.
I think the decision has to be made, and ultimately, Chew, it's going to come down to, was the one championship in Milwaukee enough for Giannis? Are all of the other things that Milwaukee provides, obviously he is loyal. We have talked about that ad nausea. Mm-hmm. He obviously has his family here. The opportunities for the other people in his family that being in Milwaukee has provided. He's going to have to weigh if being here and likely being on an also ran team, which is likely what the Bucks are going to be, is enough to stay.
I mean, we know he wants to compete.
He's the ultimate competitor.
Yeah, we know he wants to compete, but he also doesn't want to ask out. And those two things are going to be directly challenged head-to-head this offseason.
So it's bleak.
If
you're bleak, you're bleak.
Yeah, it's not great, Chew. I wish I want to paint more optimism here, but, like, I mean, anybody who's watched this series has seen Kyle Kuzma. Like, that's the guy you're paying the second most money to on the team. It's not great. It's not a fantastic situation.
You told me the other day that they just gave an extension
to John Horst.
GM.
Yeah.
John Horst, surprisingly, because again, I thought he would be the scapegoat in all this if they lost in the first round.
How can you blame him?
For giving up a first and Chris to get Kuzma.
Oh, yeah, you can blame him for that. Sorry.
So I kind of thought he would be the scapegoat there. Because and maybe there's something that happens with Doc. I have no idea. Maybe that ends up being it. I just thought with Doc and the contract that he forced the Bucks to give him because they were in such a tough situation after Adrian Griffin and firing him in the middle of the season, he's got a big number associated with his contract. So I don't know if they fire Doc. I don't know if they go after a Michael Malone, a Taylor Jenkins, one of those guys that was just recently fired by their teams. I'm not maybe that's the route that they go. They convince Doc, hey, you were retired before. This isn't the job you signed up for. Let's come to an amicable parting of ways. Maybe that's on the board. But I guess you can't really eliminate anything right now when it comes to the Bucks offseason.
Isn't this true? The underbelly of going all in. Isn't this why whenever we're like, you got to go all in, the window is open, you got to go. And look, I have been guilty of it. I will admit to that. I'm the person that's like, come on, the window is open. We got to make this happen. But this is the underbelly. The future is bleak. You mortgage the future for the present. Yeah. The present didn't work out, injuries and whatnot. And this is what you're facing.
This is New York Jets with Rodgers.
Yeah, except
put all your eggs in a basket, and then he blows his Achilles out. First game of the year, 6 plays in, and never recovered.
Take the Jets out of your name. Take the Jets. Come on. We're not comparing the Bucs to the Jets right now.
Well, but this is a full-blown rebuild, right?
Depends on Giannis. Part of the issue here also, again, the economics of the NBA, like the Bucs were built under the old CBA, and trying to transition to the new CBA is just difficult because you're over the cap, and just because you lose money doesn't mean you get all that money to spend on free agents. Like you don't get money to spend on outside guys until you're actually under the real salary cap.
And they have no trade pieces, except for Giannis.
I mean,
they got nothing.
You might be able to get something for Bobby. Like, but again, it's going to be a similar. It's going to be a similar, like level of player.
And we talked about that yesterday.
Different
like,
style.
why not just keep Bobby then?
If you want a perimeter player, if you feel that you can pick somebody up on one of these little other mid-level exception contracts you might get from a Dame, you can get a bigger player. You could flip Bobby for more of a perimeter player to pair with Giannis.
More perimeter players. More perimeter players. Give me all of the perimeter players.
Well,
I need Giannis in the lane, and I need everybody else on the perimeter.
So it is, without a doubt, going to be the most difficult offseason of John Horst's career. And that's whether they keep Giannis or not.
You can make the argument of Giannis's as well, to be honest.
Well, yeah. Well, if you trade Giannis, that's a difficult decision to come to. And at the very least, he's going to go to the highest bidder. And B, if you decide to keep Giannis, now the real work begins of how do I, with the restrictions that are in place, try to build a competitive team around him. Because also right now, the formula of winning right now in the NBA is changing. More often than not, for the past 15-ish years, I would say if you had the best player in the series, you had a really good chance of winning the series. Now you're seeing teams that are just more well-rounded, like Cleveland. Boston's as deep as they come. OKC, very, very deep team.
Indiana?
They're not on the level of the previous two
teams. Yeah, but they don't.
Who's
their superstar? Halliburton?
Sure.
Yes.
Sure.
Sure. Pascal Siakam?
Siakam's. I'd rather have Siakam than Halliburton if I'm building a team.
Realistically, true, there are not very many teams that could actually take on Giannis's contract either. The names that I have seen, the teams that I have seen are the Pelicans, the Magic, or the Lakers as potential candidates.
How the hell can the Lakers afford him?
I don't know. I'm just reading.
Well, unless they want to trade Luka for him.
No.
Well, but see,
no.
So that's going to be the if they end up trading Giannis, which again I think is, as we covered yesterday, a difficult decision for the franchise on a number of different levels.
You know what the nice thing is, though? Go ahead, Gabe.
But if they were to trade Giannis, especially if now we know how Dallas felt about Luka, like that would have been the trade to make. Like if the Mavericks would have just waited till the offseason and they knew Giannis was potentially available, who do you think they'd rather have? Giannis or Anthony Davis?
You know what the nice thing is about this, though? We get to purge this and get to a segment everyone loves, power rankings.
That's Chewy's way of saying, like, I'm looking at the clock, gang. I'm looking at the clock. We're a little over time to get to my power rankings.
I feel like you're using the word.
I'm like 4 weeks.
4
weeks in a row of dominating the list. So good.
No, we reset the clock after last week's debacle.
Guess we're going to break.
That wasn't my fault.
That was your fault.
Nope.
Yes,
Josh
because you can't read.
Helping.
1993, remember?
Josh didn't help.
And then we had 3. Oh, I can't believe you guys don't know these names. Yeah, because they're all drafted before 1993, you dipleep.
You guys want me to fail.
No, the more success you have, the more success we have.
Okay.
I root for his failure.
Yeah, I knew you. Yeah, see?
But it is a little like the Bucks tonight, right? I want them to win. I don't think they will. I want you to win, Shu. I don't think you will. Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee is known for its endless ways to win. Friday, June 27th, Potawatomi is showing why that is the standard with the highly anticipated season finale blockbuster drawings. Watch your entries from Enchanted Spins, Unreal Treasures, and Boundless. Man, Treasures and Unreal is getting me, man. Enchanted Spins, Unreal Treasures, and Boundless Bounty roll into drawings where $300,000 in cash and prizes is up for grabs. Be there to win your share. It's June 27th. Mark your calendars, June 27th. Only at Potawatomi. More info online. Must be 21 years old to play. Power Rankings next.
More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN.
Westbound 94 slowing down from about 27th Street all the way to about 70th. There was an accident there on the left shoulder. Should be just about all gone by now. Eastbound backing up from 84th Street through the Stadium Interchange to about 35th. Northbound on 43. Watch for delays from before Fond du Lac Avenue all the way up to Keefe. Southbound's heavy from Silver Spring down to Locust. Eastbound 894 also slowing down from the Hale Interchange all the way to about 60th Street. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, partly cloudy and windy with a high of 65 early, then dropping into the 50s this afternoon. Today, mostly clear, chilly, low of 37 at the lake, 34 inland. Weather is brought to you by Tsunami Express Car Wash. Visit any of their 6 locations in the Milwaukee market today. Try your first wash free when you sign up online at tsunamiexpress.com. Wash, chill, repeat. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Buying and selling a home can be a stressful process. Hey, it's Jen Latta from Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. The We Sell group at Keller Williams has a goal of making it stress-free for everyone. Their passion is people. Their availability is unmatched, something I'm experiencing firsthand while I search for a lake home to enjoy Wisconsin summers even more. Rob and Nick are there every step of the way, not just for their sellers, but also to potential buyers and their agents to bring in as many strong offers as possible. Get started today at wesell.kw.com. That's wesell.kw.com.
Let's talk about home turf. Your lawn is a reflection of your pride, hard work, and even competitive spirit. If you want a yard that makes the neighbors stop and stare, you need the right plan. That's where Weedman Lawn Care comes in. Weedman's lawn care program is kid and pet friendly, uses golf course quality fertilizer, and has an effective weed treatment to dominate any issue. Get a free quote of Weedman's winning formula for your yard at weedman.com and get 50% off your first treatment. That's weedman.com. Weedman for the win.
Escape the city and relax at Lake Lawn Resort in beautiful Delavan, Wisconsin. Enjoy outdoor activities on Delavan Lake. Tee off at the lakeside Majestic Oaks Golf Course or unwind at the award-winning Calidora Spa. With both indoor and outdoor pools, there's fun for the whole family. Take a cruise on the Lake Lawn Queen. Explore stunning shores and historic landmarks. And enjoy delicious food and drinks on board. Book your stay today at lakelawnresort.com, where everything is better at the lake.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED because millions of men experience it, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Well, Hims can help. Through Hims.com, you can get a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds through a 100% online process. It all starts with an online intake form. Get started at hims.com/joy, and from there, a medical provider licensed in your state will determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. Find the ED treatment that fits your needs with options up to 95% less than the brand names. Millions of men experience ED, but Hims can help. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. HIMS.com/JOY.
It's Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
I mean, pumpkin seeds.
No, little suckers. They might be. What did you say before, Jen?
Sesame, but those are white.
No,
white.
these aren't white. No, this isn't on the outside. This is on the inside.
Seeds on the inside.
Oh,
Yeah.
so you've got some sort of
scrotum.
On 94.5 ESPN.
All right, Chewy, let's get to it.
Yep.
Power rankings. Let's make it happen.
It's Chewy's favorite segment of the week.
Hey, big guy, you catch the game?
It's Power Rankings time on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
You catch the game last night?
Can I say yes to you?
What will the big guy have in store for us today?
See the game last night? Which game? Any of them.
Okay, very simple. This is just post-draft power rankings. But I want them, it's old rules. Give them to me in order.
Oh, little making demands this morning, huh? Laying down the law this morning.
I think it's best that we went back to something more conventional for you this week, pal.
You think?
Yeah. Because when you have to start doing your own homework, it just...
You desperately needed a bone.
Yeah, you just needed something a little safe.
Maybe a little special ed. Number 10. Give me 10.
This is tricky because I don't know what all the teams did in the draft.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of a sneaky team that may have just jumped in there. You know what? I'll say the Los Angeles Rams are 10.
Bengals are 10.
Your Minnesota Vikings are 10. Who'd they take in the first round? They took a lineman. They took a guard. So, not very splashy.
They didn't have a ton of picks. They took Ty Felton, who was somebody the Packers were potentially interested in.
Wide receiver from Maryland.
Yeah. Edge rusher in the 5th round. Linebacker, and then a tight end. They did not have a large draft class.
Okay. Give me 9.
Well, again, I'm just throwing spaghetti here, but how about the Chargers?
I was going to say the Chargers.
Your Green Bay Packers are 9.
Okay.
I was a little surprised at the grading because I saw some outliers A's, some C's, but mainly all B's. I thought it was better than that, Gabe.
My guess is a lot of the B's were probably because they did not have an opportunity to fully address the quarterback position and only did so in the 7th round. That would be my guess.
Okay.
If I had to look at a lot of those B's,
I'm
that's why
fine
they
with
would
that
get knocked down.
with that justification.
Yeah. Again, that's the way the board falls. You know, I mean, we heard Jason today. Siobhan Ravel was somebody that they could have been potentially interested in, who went a handful of picks before they picked in the 3rd round.
Okay, 8.
Okay, well, now we're starting to get to the nitty-gritty, right? Team. How about the Washington Commanders?
49ers.
The Los Angeles Rams are number 8. You guys are out of practice here, huh?
Well, again,
I think you want my lists back. You got more of them.
Yeah. I just don't know what all of these teams did in the draft. I don't know whose drafts shot them up the board, or if it's just basically chalk from the end of last season.
Why are the Rams getting so much love? They're getting a lot of love. Is it Devontae and
Yeah, I mean,
Puka?
but also they had the best game against the Eagles in the playoffs. They had a very real chance of beating Philadelphia in that game.
Okay. All right. I just didn't see it. 7.
The way you said 7 made me...
Are you surprised?
Yeah, you should.
Yeah, 7. Just the way you said it. Yeah, well, I'll go commies here.
I'm trying to think of playoff teams from last year. Tampa Bay?
Oh, out of the hat, Jen.
Tampa Bay?
Tampa Bay is 7.
I don't have any idea what Tampa Bay did in the draft.
Apparently they like the Emeka
Ibuka. They took Ibuka 1, which was kind of a head-scratcher because they just signed Godwin, and Evans
still
has
have
some
Mike
tread
Evans. But
left
maybe,
on the
again, and I
tires.
said this that night, maybe they're doing what Gabe always talks about doing, and they're backfilling.
Yeah, the Godwin deal isn't very long. Who knows how much longer Mike Evans plays. So they felt that Ibuka could be that 3rd guy for a year, and maybe one of those guys isn't there in 2026.
But their defense was caca last year. You would have think they went that route, but I don't know. Maybe they're going to try and win it with offense. 7? 7. Huh.
Good
6.
for them.
6.
Okay, so now I feel like we're just starting to get to the teams that were good last year. So the Lions are 6.
Lions will be top 5, right? I'll go back to the I'll go to the commies.
Commies are 6. Fair.
Okay.
Commies are 6. 5.
Lions.
At number 5, I will say Baltimore Ravens.
Lions are 5.
Okay.
Fair.
Top 4 teams in the league now?
Yep.
Again, assuming that they didn't say Travis Hunter is such a transformational, generational player that he moved the Jacksonville Jaguars from the cellar to the penthouse.
Jacksonville can't be anywhere near the top 10 until they actually win, I don't know. They have to win 13 games just to get over the stench of the way that Liam Cohen said Duval in his opening press conference.
Duval. Buffalo Bills.
Yeah, we'll go AO.
The Brian D's are 4. AO.
Okay, I've got the Ravens at 3.
3.
Yeah, Ravens.
No.
Ooh, the Chefs?
The Chefs are 3.
Really?
Yes,
Then
they are.
the Ravens, then the Eagles.
Yes.
Correct. A lot of Ravens love, but they just do nothing in the playoffs.
What did they do in the draft?
Mike Green.
Mm-hmm.
Could be a value
Edge
pick.
rusher.
Yeah, it could be a value pick. Malachi Starks. They really loaded up those first 2.
Didn't Mike
on
Green have
defense.
some questionable stuff?
Yes,
There
two
were
of them.
Two
of them.
Two allegations
Yeah.
at 2 different schools that he has denied. No charges have ever been brought, I believe. But
He
couple
would have been a
allegations.
surefire first rounder. He dominated
then
the Senior Bowl.
They drafted a new kicker, so it kind of smells
As
as if
that's their
Tucker
insurance
is out.
policy with the whole Justin Tucker situation.
Yeah.
That's it? They must have drafted something else.
I mean, they've got a long list. They got safety, edge, offensive line.
Okay.
I think Tampa Bay is the shocker. Let me just look.
Yeah.
They like Denver. Denver at 11. Cincinnati 12.
Cincinnati, do they do anything to address their defense?
Almost exclusively.
Oh, good.
Their first 2 picks were both defenses. 3 of their first 4 were on defense.
Almost exclusively.
The Bears are at 16. It's a little bit of a shocker. I thought they'd be
Middle
in
of the pack?
20s. Yeah.
Everybody loves the offseason that they had adjusting.
I'm not
grabbing
going
Ben
there.
Johnson. They improved the
Not going
offensive
there.
line.
I tore the side view and rear view mirror out. I don't want to hear about the Bears.
You're the one who brought them up.
Yeah, you could have gone through this list and never mentioned them, but you were like, Bears are 16.
Do you think they're going to finish week 17, 16th in power rankings? No. They'll be 27th.
I don't know.
Depends upon how you feel about Ben Johnson.
The runner?
What? You think we're talking about Olympians here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy?
Canadian Olympians on top of that.
That's right. He was Canadian.
And didn't he cheat?
Yep.
Well, they all,
Michael Johnson didn't.
That's right.
Hey, after the blood bank, I'm just saying everyone cheats, okay?
Blood doping? You think they're
I
all
gotta get to the bottom of this.
out and back
There's
in?
no.
Yeah, there is a bottom, Gabe.
What do
kinda
you
weird,
think?
'cause they-
What do you think? What's your hypothesis right now of what's at the bottom of the Red Cross and their blood collection?
And before you answer, can I just tell you, you have never been more George Costanza than right now.
Tainted blood.
What are they doing with the tainted blood?
I don't know. Lance Armstrong and the suckers. I don't know. I got to get to the bottom of this thing, though.
All right, you investigate.
And with the empty threats.
Like, if you had a blood guy, yeah, I trust that you'd have that conversation, but you're never going to have this conversation again unless you give blood. And it seems like it wasn't a good experience for you. It took too long.
Like, it's fine. Everyone should give blood. I'm just saying, before someone else's blood goes in my body, I want it tested. Because now I would have been fine with Angry's blood. Now I don't think I am.
You think they're just going arm to arm with this stuff?
I don't know. You tell me. That's why I got to get to the bottom of
I
it.
think the Red Cross is just grabbing your blood and immediately just turning around and handing it to just
You know
every
what, though? I will
emergency
say
room in the
this.
Greater Tampa area?
I think I have the most special blood.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
No, really.
You're the most special boy ever.
No. I'm O positive. Isn't that the most rare blood?
I mean, I don't know if it's rare.
I think it's the rarest blood. Do you guys even know what your blood type is?
Yeah, I'm O negative.
Which
What's
is
the
good.
universal donor?
That's the universal donor.
Yeah.
Is O negative.
Is O positive the most special? Because I think I should be put out the stud.
Can you Google most rare blood type?
Yeah, that's what I'm doing right now.
Joshy, can you do
the rarest blood type is AB negative.
Yeah, I
It is
told
found
you.
In less than 1% of the population.
Nailed it.
That was it.
All right, I'm going to take over here and do my Wanna Parlay live.
O positive is not a rare blood type. In fact, it is the most common blood type.
Yeah, that's a fake website, if I've ever heard one.
You know what I'm positive about? That's Wanna Parlay. Josh DiMaggio here for my new friends at Wanna Parlay. I downloaded the Wanna Parlay app on my phone, and it is so much fun. You can compete against me and all the other Jen, Gabe, and Chewy listeners to see who can combine a few picks and build the best parlay. I might be looking at a little Bryce Terang steal today to add to my picks. It's just $2 for a shot at taking home a huge cash prize. It's a blast and so simple to use. There are new basketball, hockey, baseball, and combat sports contests every single week. And again, the best part, it is only $2 to enter a parlay into a contest. Plus, there are always free-to-play games as well. Here's what you should do. Download the Wanna Parlay app, click around, and if you decide to upload money to play and get into the action, use promo code JGC for a 100% deposit match for up to $250. Put in $20, they'll give you 20 more. So download the Wanna Parlay app, use promo code JGC, and let's play the world's richest parlay today. Code JGC. You must be 18 years or older to play. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER today.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy are back after this on 94.5 ESPN.
Northbound 4394. Got some slowdowns from about Howard Avenue all the way up past Chase. You are back on the brakes north of the Marquette, all the way past Fond du Lac Avenue to Keith. Southbound's backing up from just before Silver Spring all the way down to about Burleigh. Westbound 94, you got some backups basically from 27th Street to the Mitchell Boulevard area. Eastbound 94, that's got some backups from just east of 84th Street to 35th. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Today, partly cloudy skies, windy with a high of 65 early, then into the 50s this afternoon. Tonight, mostly clear, chilly, a low of 37 at the lake, 34 inland. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
When you don't compromise on the court, you shouldn't compromise off of it either. Lose the calories, not the taste. Michelob Ultra, superior light beer. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri. Copyright 2024.
Hey, Bucks fans. Enjoy Michelob Ultra at 3rd Street Market Hall, Milwaukee. Broadstop, Kenosha. Bullwinkle's Brookfield. Curly's Waterfront, Pewaukee. And the new Fashion Milwaukee. Michelob Ultra, proud sponsor of the Milwaukee Bucks.
Mother's Day is almost here, and I've been thinking a lot about all the times my mom went out of her way just to make me happy. Honestly, I've lost count. All of the pickups from practice, help with the homework, the home-cooked meals. My mom is the best. That's why this year I'm returning the favor with the bouquet from the Books Company. And I got you 25% off of your order so you can send some happiness to your moms, too. Bouquets aren't just any flowers. Their flowers are cut fresh from the best farms, so they're bigger, brighter, and last way longer. Some are even grown on the side of a volcano. Wow mom with a bright, happy bouquet, or go for the Bouquets flower subscription so she can get fresh blooms and major joy on repeat. It's also really easy. I pick my bouquet, delivery date, and done. And with 25% off, why stop with mom? Grab some for your wife, your auntie, and even grandma too. Mother's Day is May 11th, so hurry and order your Bouquets now. Go to Bouquets.com, use promo code Canty to get 25% off. That's BOUQS.com, promo code Canty. Bouquets, promo code Canty.
Quarterback Jordan Love isn't just on the Packers. He's also on the American Family Insurance team. Because like us, he believes in dreaming fearlessly.
Just chase your dreams and don't let nobody hold you back.
And we help protect those dreams with the right coverage so you can
dream fearlessly.
American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
When I wake up
the best mornings
in the morning light,
start with Wrangler.
Pull on my jeans and I feel alright.
Jeans, jackets, and shirts that get your day started on the right foot.
I pull my blue jeans on. I pull my old blue jeans on.
Good mornings make for better days.
I pull my blue jeans on. I pull my
Wrangler, for the ride of life.
Oh, can't show you in there.
Why not?
That's the bathroom. We need a new shower bad.
Think your shower is one of the ugliest in Wisconsin? Upload your photo by April 30th to goodkarmabrands.com/Wisconsin contest for a chance to win a free shower remodel. One lucky fan will win a free shower remodel from Kohler Services, including design consultation, demolition, and removal of your existing shower or bath, and installation of a brand new Kohler Luxstone shower. goodkarmabrands.com/Wisconsin contests. You're listening to Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
I'm saying if we collectively, all the people in their cars, all the people listening on the YouTube stream, all the people listening this morning, if we all do it together, there's power in prayer, friends.
Yes, there is. Blessed be Father, for I played man.
On 94.5 ESPN.
So I guess everybody's been debating this gorilla v 100 man thing. I guess 100 man is men. You see the face. Gorilla v 100 men. Why are you laughing so hard?
You're an award-winning broadcaster and couldn't put together in your head that the plural of man is men.
Well, to be fair, I did eventually. I just didn't, not on the first go. But
it's just such a simple one.
I saw a thing that I sent to you guys, so you can pull up your phones if you want to take a look at it. Important thought experiment. You're in an arena with 50 hawks, 10 crocodile, 3 brown bears, 15 wolves, 1 hunter with a rifle, 7 buffalo, 10,000 rats, 5 gorillas, and 4 lions. The exercise is you have to pick 2 that are on your team, and all of the others attack you, and you have to survive 1 hour to escape the arena. What are the 2 groups that you would want on your team that give you the best chance of surviving 1 hour chew?
How many rounds does the hunter with a rifle have?
Doesn't say.
It doesn't matter. Like, you got to take the hunter.
Well, I'm taking probably the hunter and the 10,000 rats.
Tell me why.
Well, because the hunter's going to kill you the fastest.
Yes. Like,
That's
hands down.
easy,
If I got to die by one of them, you're taking the hunter.
So now the hunter is on your team. But
Yes.
here's what you're up against. 50 hawks. I kind of like the idea of having an aerial attack. The 50 hawks, if you do 50 hawks and 10,000 rats, it feels like you've got the ground and the air covered. Like, this to me feels like old war strategy.
Well, sure, but again, the second that the siren goes off and you're standing there and the hunter has you in your sights,
sights.
Game's over. Game's over 3 seconds in.
I'm glad you brought up war strategy. What was the biggest change to war in the history of mankind?
Oh, Joshy, you know I don't know the answer to that.
That would be the firearm.
Yeah, I was about to say, it's just guns.
Yeah.
It's guns, Jen.
Yeah.
The answer is guns.
Yeah, but have fun trying to shoot down a hawk with a rifle.
But I'm just
that
saying,
ain't happening.
Well, Chewy,
That
I'm
ain't-
saying, like, I'm just taking the hunter with the rifle, not because I think he's going to necessarily be able to aid me.
Mm-hmm.
I just think that he's got the quickest way to end me.
Like crocodile, you're out. They're easy to elude.
You just have to run in a serpentine pattern the whole time.
Yes, correct.
But there's 10 of them. So I think your point is well taken because the hunter, it feels like, could take out a bunch of. The hunter could take out all the crocodile. Again, assuming unlimited ammo. I think that's the caveat here.
Crocodiles are dumb, too. They have a small brain.
Chewy's like, just flip them over on their backs.
Yeah.
Is this a takes one to know one situation?
I was just going to say, if anyone knows
3 brown bears, 15 wolves, 7 buffalo. These are big creatures, guys. The wolves are fast. The buffalo are big. 5 gorilla. Like, I got to be honest with you, I don't think you're winning. I don't think it matters.
I don't. Yeah, it's one of those situations where I don't think no matter what 2 you're taking, you're going down. There's just it's a sheer numbers game.
10,000 rats.
How are the rats attacking? Because, yes, I agree that the 10,000 feels like an overwhelming number. So
aren't they just going to get trampled by the buffalo?
No, they'll just jump on the backs and,
They're ill-tempered, Gabe.
All right, eliminate
the Lions start chasing the buffalo, and the buffalo just start trampling everything.
I think I agree. Circle of life, right? But I think food chain is not a thing here. I think that they are programmed to only fight you and your two. They're not going to attack each other.
Robot animals that Chewy's been, throwing some money at and trying to research and develop.
I'm just saying, if your strategy is for the lions to attack the gorillas or something like that, and they're on the same team, I think it's flawed.
Oh, I'm just saying but I'm saying if they're on the same team, the lions start chasing the buffalo just to get them motivated, don't actually catch them. Kind of like a dog, shepherding sheep. You just get those buffalo going, they start trampling people. It gets pretty dire pretty quick.
Are they big hawks? Like big wingspan hawks?
Hawks are kind of big.
Yeah, red tail.
Okay, so 50 hawks.
I don't know if the size of the hawk is as important as their talons.
Yeah. Well, I
bigger. Talons are going to be bigger.
Thank you. That's what I was going with. Yes.
Yeah, but they're razor blades on their feet. Either way,
I know, but hold on. You turn a rifle around and you just play home run derby with them. That's it.
Well, the bigger then, the better.
Wait, are you coming around on the hawks over there, Joshy?
No.
Oh,
heavens, no.
There's no right answer. Is the problem?
Okay, let me ask you a question.
The best option is to have the hunter on your side and have him turn towards you and say, "Let's just end this quickly, because there's no chance."
Yeah.
What are you supposed to do?
10,000 rats and one hunter. That's your answer?
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yes, that's me. Yeah, that's me.
I feel like the hawks would be helpful. I feel like the wolves could be helpful. Let me ask you this. Since you're so resigned to losing this battle, because again, does feel like a tough one to win, how many of these would you need to win? Right? 3? 3 allies and you? Could you get it done with 3?
Probably not.
Really?
I'm thinking 5.
Yeah, 4 to 5.
No way. If you have unlimited shells, the crocodiles are gone, the bears are gone, the wolves are gone.
But the
buffalo.
problem is, it's a rifle, Chew. It's not a machine gun. You're not just sitting there.
Rambo.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I get in the middle of the rats. The rats.
Yeah, this is 2025. Can't we update this?
What about the rats?
I mean, you just get in the middle of the rats.
You think the rats are going to be protecting you from everything?
On your belly? Again, you don't want to be... You have hawks. Right?
Yeah, but like I said, mailbox baseball. BAP.
Yeah, but if there's 50 of them, you're not going to be able to swing fast enough.
Oh, you're going to get scarred. You're going to need stitches, but you're not going to die.
I'm laughing because Buzzy from Beloit just popped in on the Carbless Talking text line 800-990-3776 and said, "I'm late to this party, but what the hell are you guys talking about?" So there's a list. You guys have all seen the gorilla versus 100 men. Who would win in a fight between a gorilla and 100 men? There have been simulations out there. You've seen them. I know you have in the last 24 hours. Well, we saw this scenario. You're in an arena, okay? Picture Gladiator, Russell Crowe type style. 50 hawks, 10 crocodile, 3 brown bears, 15 wolves, 1 hunter with a rifle, 7 buffaloes, 10,000 rats, 5 gorillas, 4 lions. You have to pick 2 of those things to defend you. So if you pick the hawks, you get the 50. If you pick the rats, you get the 10,000. If you pick the buffalo, you get the 7 buffalo. 2 of those are on your team. Everyone else is attacking you. Which 2 are you choosing? And again, I think it goes back to how you feel about warfare and strategy and how you would at least try to. You only have to survive 1 hour. Okay? It's not like to the death. You stay until 1 hour and you win. So is there a combination of those things that you think you could survive an hour? And the answer, Gabe says, is no.
No. Very simple, no. Because again, no matter what you choose,
so walk me through it. Okay. What is the hunter nailing first? If you're in the arena with the hunter and give me the other thing, is it the rats? Is it the hawks?
Probably just from a
numbers.
From a numbers standpoint, I mean, you probably got to take out the hawks first. But while you're trying to take out the hawks, the lions start kind of coming in. It's just again, there's going to be no good combination here. Like there's going to be, because I'm assuming you have nothing, right? Like I've just got my two.
So you have
hands.
to take all of them on at the same time?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, forget it.
Yeah, it's not Power Ranger bad guys where they're
shoot me in the
standing
head,
in a line.
Hunter. Yeah.
Chewy's asking to be taken
That's what I was trying to say with being a little more delicate about it. Spare me. I don't want to be mauled.
Yes. Oh, I thought it was 2 against 2.
No.
Oh, you're dead. No. Goodbye.
So again, I think the thing becomes how many would you need in order to win that fight, in order to be able to survive for 1 hour? Would you need 3? Would you need 4? Give me the 3 or 4 then that you think would help you with it. Because again, I think there is something to, if I got 15 wolves and I got 10,000 rats and I got 50 hawks, I think they might be able to take out the hunter with the rifle.
The buffalo is a problem. They take multiple rounds. They charge. That's a whole pickle.
No, not if you're a good shot.
Yeah, and if you're a good shot and everybody's starting on like one side of a line, that horn goes off, and guess what?
Buffalo's the least of your problems.
Game over.
I don't think you're respecting the buffalo properly. They famously take many rounds to take down.
Tatanka.
And they're quite aggressive also.
Bears and gorillas, says Brian in the 414. Focus on the hunter first and have them help clean up the rest. A rifle can be full auto unless they specify. A rifle is just a barrel with an interior wall twist. Okay, well, I wasn't aware. NRA 101 here this morning. Does the hunter have the special blood type for Chewy when he gets mauled at the start?
That's full circle.
Also, I do want to go back to the reason we started this. 100 people can definitely take down a gorilla. 100 men.
Oh yeah, sure. Well,
easily.
if they're tough.
Well, it's got to be the right 100 men.
Athletic. Because I saw one
I need
simulation where they were like, don't, and the gorilla.
Yeah,
was
but
like,
you
What do you think
need.
I'm sending the C team out there?
No, but you need.
We got to have some big guys, right? We got to have an Aaron Donald. We got to have a Deontay Wilder.
You got to have tryouts, is I think
you're
what you're
wrong.
saying. Gabe's having
You
tryouts for this.
You need sacrificial lambs.
Well, yeah,
like
you need some
Blammer.
pawns.
Throw them in there and let them start nibbling on Blammer, and then you sneak attack them.
Yeah, you
like
need some
Ashton.
pawns. You
Throw
need
him
some pawns
Ashton
up front, but you need some firepower behind the pawns. You need some of the best.
Dave from Aaron says, are the rats carrying the bubonic plague? Then you have a chance. We'll take a break. Be right back after this on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Feel like indulging your taste buds? Well, you're in luck. Screamin' Sicilian Original Pizzas on sale, just $4.99 at Piggly Wiggly. Sale ends today, though, so make sure you go and get that great Screamin' Sicilian Original Pizza, the great original crust with the sauce and cheese that you love, and it's piled with toppings. Stock up in your faves and taste at Piggly Wiggly what all the screaming is about.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy continues next on 94.5 ESPN.
I've had a number of surgeries, and frankly, I don't have time to rehab a surgery and an operation at this point in my life. I didn't want to take time off my kids' activities.
That's why former college and pro football player Bobby Carpenter turned to QC Kinetics. We couldn't be happier saving our patients like him from operating rooms and long recoveries.
I've been able to resume like normal activity for me, which is a lot of running. It's a lot of workouts. I've been very, very blessed with how it's been able to hold up.
For so long, patients have accepted surgery as the only solution. But with new technologies, the medical professionals at QC Kinetics use regenerative treatments, your body's own biologics, to help heal and restore knees, hips, shoulders, and backs.
I actually ran into a friend of mine over at our golf course, and he had his knee done. It felt so well. He'd got his shoulder done. He goes, I can't thank you enough. He'd heard the commercial on the air, and so it's feeling great.
Find out how you can avoid surgery and finally get relief. Call QC Kinetics now for your free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474.
Evan Cohen here. Picking a place to build a life is a lot like selecting a draft pick. Make a decision that will set you up for long-term success. Pick Wisconsin. In Wisconsin, you'll find dynamic career opportunities, beautiful seasons, affordable living, and legendary weekends. From its high quality of life and great schools to its fine arts, culinary, and pro sports scenes, Wisconsin gives you so much to look forward to. That's why you should pick Wisconsin. Learn more about making Wisconsin your home. Visit pickwisconsin.com.
Vivid Seats is your ultimate destination for basketball and hockey this season. With a game-changing rewards program and an unbeatable selection of tickets, they make it easy for every fan to watch their favorite teams and players in action. Catch every one-timer and buzzer-beating 3 live and in person from your favorite seat. Plus, every ticket is backed by a 100% buyer guarantee, giving you peace of mind with every purchase. Don't miss out. Visit vividseats.com or download the app today. Vivid Seats, the official ticketing partner of ESPN.
Hey, Gina, did you hear about the draft?
Wayne, there's no draft at Pella.
There's definitely a draft. Right, Wilde? Yeah, everybody's talking about it.
Pella windows are constructed of the highest quality. No drafts.
Yeah, sure. Okay. No drafts. Got it.
There's more than one draft?
No, but Pella should be everyone's #1 pick because right now at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, get no interest financing options or free glass upgrades when you order by April 30th. Our talented designers and installers can match your unique home through dramatic sizes, custom colors, finishes, profiles, product types, and more, along with durable and distinguished details. All Pella products stand the test of time, which is why we confidently offer the best wood warranty in the industry.
So where is the draft?
Coon. Get no interest financing options or free glass upgrades at PellaWI.com.
Certain restrictions apply. Ends 4/30/2025. It's Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
How are you feeling, big guy, about the MRI?
It's starting to hurt now. I think I have mental issues. I really do.
Well,
gonna have to clip that for me?
That's just, I mean,
just hold on to it?
I know, I don't think there's anything wrong. It's just, I think it's something in my brain's telling me
something is wrong, buddy.
On 94.5 ESPN.
Looking for a home can be a lot of things. Stressful, time-consuming, and expensive. But looking for a home should be an exciting chapter in your life. The We Sell Group at Keller Williams knows this. Their passion is people. And now that my family and I are looking for a lake house to enjoy the Wisconsin summers even more, I feel their passion, and you will too. They're knowledgeable, approachable, and have unprecedented availability. Maybe you're looking for a lake house, or maybe you're looking for a first-time home. Maybe selling is on your mind. Either way, Rob and Nick are helping every step of the way. The We Sell Group's selling process makes sure the best and most competitive offers are made on your home. Get started on your stress-free journey today at wesell.kw.com. That's wesell.kw.com. Out of time, try to do better tomorrow. Wilde and Towns is next on ESPN Milwaukee. Hey, it's ESPN Milwaukee's Jen Latta. You've heard me talk about my community, so you know that local means something to me. And it means something to Great Midwest Bank as well. But what exactly does it mean to be a local bank? GMB understands community because they're part of it. Employees live here, and customers, well, they're just neighbors. Great Midwest Bank offers customized products that others just can't offer. Over 90 years of being a proud part of your community. Great Midwest Bank, simply giving, simply local.
At Potawatomi, where ways to win are endless, another chance to capture epic cash and prizes comes Friday, June 27th. It's the season finale blockbuster drawings. Watch your entries from Enchanted Spins, Unreal Treasures, and Boundless Bounty come together for drawings where $300,000 in cash and prizes is there for the taking. Be there to win your share. June 27th only